And opposition leader Juan Guaido is calling for new elections and protests today. Meantime, reports are claiming that Guaido has already landed in Venezuela after U.S. National Security Advisor John Bolton warned against anyone who attempted to block Guaido's return home after his tour through South America. RT's Rachel Blevins is in the newsroom now with the latest.
Juan Guaido reportedly returned to Venezuela today after he defied a court-ordered travel ban to tour across South America, visiting countries that included Brazil, Ecuador, Paraguay, and Argentina. According to a report from the Wall Street Journal, Guaido landed at an airport near Caracas and was greeted by a crowd of cheering supporters. And while meeting with officials in each country, the opposition leader claimed he is seeking a peaceful transition to power. He also pushed to increase international pressure on Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro to resign. Guaido's trip directly violates the travel ban that was imposed by Venezuela's Supreme Court after he declared himself as the interim president of the country in January. While Guaido runs the risk of being arrested for violating the travel ban and leaving the country, his actions have the full support of the United States. National Security Advisor John Bolton took to Twitter to claim that any threats or acts against Guaido's safe return to Venezuela will be met with a strong and significant response from both the U.S. and its allies. Bolton is also pushing for the United States to follow in the same pattern it is used in countries such as Iraq and Libya. He told CNN he is now calling for a broad coalition to form in an attempt to oust Maduro.
That a lot of people, especially on the political left in the hemisphere and around the world, now understand that the failed experiment of Hugo Chavez and Nicolas Maduro needs to end. So I'd like to see as broad a coalition as we can put together to replace Maduro.
The Trump administration announced a new round of sanctions against 6 high-ranking Venezuelan security officials on Friday. And U.S. Special Envoy for Venezuela, Elliot Abrams, criticized Russia and China for going against the U.S. and continuing to support Maduro.
Clearly, the support of Russia and China for the Maduro regime helps the regime. I don't think you're going to see large amounts of additional money put in by either Russia or China, but their political support, their diplomatic support helps the regime.
Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov confirmed that he spoke to Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, and he said that Russia is open to dialogue about Venezuela as long as the U.S. stops threatening Maduro's government and puts an end to its blatant interference in the country's internal affairs. Maduro has responded by calling the sanctions illegal coercive measures that were imposed by Washington in a failed attempt to launch a coup in Venezuela. He wrote on Twitter that despite the media campaign against his country, he will continue to face what he called the perverse abuses of the U.S. empire with courage and rebellion. With the report that Guaido has returned to Venezuela, it remains to be seen how Maduro's government will respond and if the U.S. will follow through on the promise to provide a strong and significant response if Guaido is arrested. In Washington, Rachel Blevins, RT.
Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out our channel. We hope you enjoyed the video. We have tons of content for you just like this. For more of RT America's one-of-a-kind news and analysis, be sure to subscribe and never stop questioning more.